Hey, what's up? Welcome to A Better Musician Every Day. This is Arijit सा बहुत कैजुअल सा वीडियो डाल रहा हूँ एंड अपोलोजाइज करता हूँ. दिस वीडियो इज गाना बी इन इंग्लिश. जो लोग भी थोड़ा सा अनकंफर्टेबल है, डोंट वरी. मैं आप लोगों के लिए हिंदी में भी I'm gonna पुट वीडियोस आने वाले टाइम में. बट आई थिंक ये बहुत ही अमेजिंग कन्वर्सेशन था, सो आई हैड टू पुट इट. लेट्स गो. Great. So, uh, I think because it's your first time looking at this software, um, and I don't see that people talking about this software a lot on the internet as well. That's one thing. That's why,
Yeah, I didn't know about it until
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
showed.
Because there are like so many new softwares that people are talking about, but um, still, till now, like in the industry, people who are working there, they are like still using this, and there is like so many loops and stuff that people have already like planted inside it. They have actually made a whole ecosystem. So and you can program like different kind of, like, it's really useful to do like hybrid productions, and you will be amazed that what the kind of sounds that you will find inside Stylus Rmx. So
Mhm.
uh, with this thing being said, usually like you are searching for it from here, right?
Yeah,
I would suggest that you, whenever you like make a channel, you just make it at like this, like empties.
empty.
Yeah, empty. Okay. After that, um, this is one thing. Whenever you configure Logic, you do that, and then you wanna take a sound from here. You wanna do this, so it does not open the library. It does not put something default here. Then you have to delete it and then insert it.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
like the different
Yeah,
effects and
and
all of that,
whatever
right?
like VSTs that you are having on your system, actually I see that you have quite a good amount of VSTIs, so you can just
Mhm.
go for it. So let's say like go for RMX. There is this multi output as well. We're gonna talk about this as well. I don't think a lot of people know about this. So now let's say we have like two options. One is this multi option and one is this kit option. So mostly we do use RMX in multi option. Okay, and then there is this kit option, obviously. So inside multi, before we go to multi, let me quickly take you to this kit option. So we are into kit option, and here you have so many presets. So now it's like something like battery, or like something like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's similar to that. And you say like 8 slots you have, and inside this 8 slots you can put any samples. They will be mapped to the 8 keys on your keyboard or whatever controller that you are using to program. And onto those 8 slots that you have, you can also put like 8 individual effects, and also like auxiliary effects you have. So inserts are different, your auxiliaries are obviously common, and then you have
Mhm.
like this master output, which can be inside that entire, which can take care of the entire mix of that 8 slots.
Mhm.
And then you have this chaos and time designer. These are mostly for when you are using it in multi mode, and you wanna do um, mess around with the loops that you already have. So for the kit mode, we can populate for, say, we wanna do a like a drum sound. We wanna have a kick, and we can, let's say, have a deep kick. Now if you trigger your keyboard, can you just trigger the keyboard?
Let me plug it in. I didn't have it, but I can really quick. Any particular key?
Yeah, I think it will start from C1 or C2, let's say.
Okay, C2.
Yeah. So C sharp currently does not have any sample. So now you have like C triggering this kick. You can choose some other sound. Let's say. So on and so forth. Now for say like inside 2 we want to have a snare, so we can just browse through. Obviously we can go to different modules here and we can browse through them, but currently we're at this core library. And here, let's say you want to have like some snare from let's say this one, C sharp. So now you can play a pattern with kick and snare, right? Right, and the choice is like enormous. Like it's gonna play it. Okay, now inside this, let's say we want to have a hi-hat. Let's see. Right, so then you have like 1 2 3 3 of the things that are filled up. Now if you come to this mixer, you can see like we have like 3 individual things going to 3 things. Output is like it's everything is going via out 1 currently. That is what the multi output is usually for. That we will talk about later. And obviously you can configure the levels as well, right?
Sure.
Okay, now for say this is our hi-hat. We come to effects. Now you want to put some individual effect on the hi-hat. You can do, you click on this snare. Second we had a snare, and for say like can you just play the snare? You want to do something like this. So obviously you can do that, right? Now for the kick, let's say you want to have whatever effect maybe. That could be any effect, right? So you can build like this. Also there are like auxiliaries. If you put things in here and then inside the master, here let's say you send the aux out, can you trigger? Because there was a reverb on aux 1. Okay, so you can do that. On the aux 2 there's, so now this way you can build a patch, and obviously you can save that patch as well. This kit you can save, right? So this will be your user kit, that whatever you name it, you use it, you come back to it and you use it. It just stores into your Stylus Rmx library. And that is how people have built so many other like libraries, which are sometimes very inspiring. So let's select something and you can just play. Right. Okay, so I hope that you understood the entire scheme of this kit. Now let's go to this multi option. Okay, so this is gonna reset everything. Now we have all of this empty slots again. Now let's click on this first slot. For say we wanna have kick loop going. Okay, so we come to this core library, not into sound menus, and to for say like groove elements, and we find something, a pattern. And I just stop it and stop play host sync. If you click the host sync, when you trigger space bar, it will just sync with the logics transport control. Currently, here we have it. We can also half the speed of the loop that we already done, and we can also, if we want, we can just drag this loop onto the timeline. So it is saying, I would say, do not show this message again and do not import any tempo. So you see, like, so this is the usual way. Like, you can just get one loop and you like that, you bounce it and you layer on top of it. But you can use this as a groove machine as well. So for this, let's say we like this loop and we like this idea. For this, we wanna go with something else. Okay, now this is second idea. Now with they together, okay, now let's say I wanna put some effect on this kick. Let me just trim the volume of the RMX a little bit. So here, come here, inside the inserts, let's put a modern compressor just for this kick. Okay, now let me just squash it and you'll see the magic. So you have a very beautiful kick, and then obviously you can control the levels. Now let's say we wanna get so there are like various ways to reach same place, right? So now we have like selected that. Now let's say I wanna add a clap. Yeah, we have this clap. Not from sound menus. Let's go to groove elements, and so that we find some pattern. Okay, okay, go inside fourth. Let's say maybe we wanna add some urban hi-hat. Let's say, let's go to hi-hats. Let's say, okay, now so you see, like, you have come up with a complete groove right now, and it's just inside the RMX currently. And if you just do this host sync currently and you want to try it out, you are building a groove and you might have some melodic idea and you want to just try it out, you can just it's just synced with your host currently. So whenever you trigger play and stop, it will just sync automatically. Now let's stop it. Now for say we wanna also add some ethnic element like something like tabla or dholak or something like that with this thing. So very easy. You can just select from a bunch of loops. Oh, by the way, it has got so many also like guitars and other kind of loops as well, electronic, this that kind of sounds. There's like plethora of sounds that will inspire your productions. And also you will see many movie songs also have these loops on which the entire song has been written. So once you start browsing the catalog, you will be like, oh my god, what is this? Like, why did not I know this thing?
Yes.
It's like that. So let's say, shall I show you one loop?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
So okay, you see this? Okay, okay, now inside your groove we have it. Let's say like lots and lots of options. Like like
Can you adjust the key of the?
yes, you can. Any, let's say you like this thing, but you just don't wanna stay in the same key. You go to the edit. Currently, you are in the 5. Let's say. So you have like
Wow.
you can go by one semitones up and down. You can also do a like fine tuning of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it
Magic.
it's
It's
like
magic.
it was, I guess, like miles ahead when it was put. So I think so many people are still using it since like 12-15 years, I guess.
Wow. And you said it's very popular in Bollywood production, right?
Yes, yet still like okay. So as I said, so you can obviously, these are like songwriting tools that you can just use. You find some inspiration and ideas and drag it and start building your song. Maybe you start coming up with ideas. Now let me take you to that let's say we wanna have a tabla loop from somewhere, like you see, like tons and tons of stuff, like and as this loop is a little bit quieter, let's go to the inserts and go to this modern compressor, quash it, and then you see and obviously you can volume match those things, span them left and right, throw some auxiliary effects on top of it to even like bump it even more, and even like different effects. It also has something like let's say you wanna pan a sound. Well, what is the sound like? Let's say this is the sound that you wanna pan, brum brum brum, and you wanna just pan it left and right and center like that. Go to FX. Let's say go to the second slot, and inside this modulation, where is it? Imager, yeah. Now inside this auto pan, you can just increase the depth. So depth is like how much from left, 100% left to right, or like less and less. This is like 100% left, right? This is less. So you can see here, you can see the value as well, 75.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say, and then let me just trigger this one. So this is like how fast or how slow you want it to pan from left to right. You can just adjust via the this panning knob. And for say you wanna cut the low end a little bit, you can do so as well. So because you have lot and lots of EQs, so let's put this and cut low frequency below 200 hertz, something like this. Okay, so overload is gone, and now we can, okay, let me just play this. So I can obviously introduce more gain into the loop with this gain knob or with this gain knob on the compressor, right? So it's our, and maybe it's a little too much, then I can come back in here. I can also control it from here. So like
That
so
panning that's that is crazy.
right now you wanna maybe in the some part, so you can just design the entire groove and then you can split the parts, you know, and then design the entire song that way. So now let's say you wanna have this user guide, and let's go to, this is a very popular library from Rmx that's called Bollywood Rex Groove. Coming here, and let's say you wanna put some, this is like dholak tabla DT.
Okay.
Okay, this is some dholak tabla loops, and you're like, it's like these are like insane sounds. Like
Oh yeah.
you can feel the quality right away. They
Absolutely.
don't break too much. Currently, it is that the loop is at 85 BPM. Our project is currently at 120 BPM, and obviously it is stretching and pulling. Okay, so even with that stretching and pulling, but it
The
still sounds
quality.
very high quality. Um, let's say you like this loop. Let's go for it. And with that same thing, you come here to the FX section, you go to the insert and come to this place and you slap this modern compressor on top of this same tabla loop, and we have right. So we are just ready to, you know, like uh, uh, with the groove, and we can spread the groove into different sections of our song and go that way. So after this, you might wanna, you know, like, okay, I am fine with the groove. Now what do I do? So let's say you just start bouncing things. Let's put this kick, bounce it, mute it. Okay, we can also delete this
Right.
track, include normalization is off. Let's say put it on overload protection only. Okay, so if it is clipping like something like this, you can
It'll
still,
fix it.
but rather not take risk, because we know that it's already saying like 4 dB. So let's just again control B. Now we don't need overload protection, and done. Now we have this kick loop. Go to the second thing, putting it here, bounce, bam, down. Go to the third, bounce, fourth, obviously with any tool it is easy to get overwhelmed at first, and gradually as you understand the tool
Yeah.
more and more, you will be able to use it easily in context with your song. So we are we did not use the 7th and 8th, so this is fine. Now let's say these are all of our sections that we have, and for say, let me just mute these and mute the kick in here as well, and for say this is our first section of groove. Now from here you wanna introduce the kicks as well, and obviously now it is an audio, you can alter the arrangement of the kick, you can chop it again, and you can do so. And
did it bounce in the grid? Remember we were having that problem with my...
yes.
Yeah.
It's bounced in the grid. You had everything on, smart, relative. Yeah, no overlap. Everything is fine. And you can just go and have a closer look if you have any confusions. It just bounced perfectly in loop. Okay, now let me do one thing. Let's say you wanna, as I said, once you are in the audio, you can do a lot. Again, you can do a lot of editing in here. So right, with this, and maybe you want to introduce the hi-hats as well. Okay, and now let's say we want to cut here at silence. This is just a generic tip. You might or might not want to do that, but for say you want to delete this part, or maybe you wanna do something like this. For say, let's have this part repeat. So how does it sound? Okay, so now you have this thing, and then I just wanna use this thing maybe, and this thing, and let's open this duff loop sound that we have. Okay, repeat, and let's say you wanted to do this in here. Okay, now this clap as well, and for say I just wanted to copy this somewhere here, and let's say maybe just one kick, copy it, extend it to and let's say we decide to stop here and build this one as a transition. Go, reverse. Okay, something like that. And after that, bring in the tabla dolak parts. Now you have so now you see like it's easy to build such a, and you see like this is like a such a versatile section, like you have like different parts you are building. And if you just also build how we have built the rhythm, develop the rhythm in sections, if we just develop the accompaniment like this in sections, and it's just gonna sound interesting. Maybe just give it a pause, and then from here, okay, let me open this thing once again. So you liked it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's
so now
amazing.
let's not disturb the RMX that we already had. Let's say I wanna go this. We did not pick up one thing, that is this crash. Let's say I wanna do this sound of the crash. So sound of the crash, cymbals, and obviously like before, we have like different samples of cymbals and crashes on like different keys. So for say, let me open this thing, and here you have let's say I really do like this one. Right. So I'm gonna just come in here, bounce it, crash, and now we have a crash sound. And control the volume accordingly. Still hot. Still hot. Still hot. Right, such easy way of doing this thing, right? And now let's say we wanna also have here there's this, our section ends, and we're gonna have a like huge drop sound. So let me just go into here, and inside this cinematic stuff you'll find so many things. Let's say I wanna keep this loop, the last sound. Because I don't have access to the MIDI keyboard, that is why I'm using this tap keyboard.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, you tell me what to press and I'll press it.
Yeah, you can, let's say I want to have this on the smart, and instead of relative, let's put it on absolute. And let's say this is okay, because okay, so what I wanted to do is this, just cut off the end. Okay, you should always keep this checked, include audio tail in file. Okay, do not check this include audio tail in region, because it's gonna extend it. Do not extend it, but keep, if there is some audio tail, keep it in file. So anyways, we did this. If it was a little longer, it will still extend. Okay,
Let me just move this out of the way. Sorry, I'm trying to move the video.
okay. Now we have this thing. Let me find some big sound in here. I think I like this one. Let me bounce this one. Put it in here, because now we have the audio file region, something like that, so we can obviously extend it even more till wherever it is. So with this, doing it. Now let's say. Right, obviously you could have changed the pitch and other stuff. For an example. There's nothing that you don't have in inside RMX. That's one thing. Like from this retro hits to noise effects like this. Which you can obviously use for
end of songs and stuff.
Yeah, you're like transitions and stuff like that. Right, turntable effects, scratching sounds. Right, anything, any scratching sound. And so it's such a huge library actually, you know.
Yeah. Now, if I wanted to install this in my other computer, just download the files again to that computer, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now with this, yeah, I think this just concludes how it works. Now let me just delete this one. And transitions and effects and everything that we have. Okay, now let me take you to that other thing, that multi output and multi stuff that I told you about. So obviously you can you might have seen so many people have like different audio outputs from the same VSTI coming to different channels. And that channels you can individually balance. That is like multi-out. Also we can have multi MIDI out for stuff. Like for instance, like for something like contact, it supports up to like 16 channels. Okay, something like RMX and Omnisphere, it channels up to it like supports up to 8, because you can see that Omnisphere and RMX both have like this 8 channels.
Yeah.
And they can be separately mapped to different outputs. Now, if we want to do something like this, for say, I think I should save this session for you to recall, maybe. Obviously, I'm going to send you the recording, but let's say this is RMX test. RMX is actually very vast, and there is still so many things that I think will have to be taken into consideration next time, or the next time maybe. So let me go to this, and now multi-timbral output, and we can have up to like 8 outputs. Okay, and let's create this. Same thing, nothing special, you will see, but this is gonna create like 8 tracks at once, and whatever instrument you put in here, that would be copied to all of these. Like this is just one rack. Okay, you mute one thing, you solo one thing, it just does everything. So for say you wanna put RMX in here, now if you just put the stereo output, you can do so, and let's say you can have like different you see like different loops in. So now this is like channel 1, we are still in MIDI. Okay, repeat this. If you drag it to channel 2, it's not gonna work, right? Because channel 2 does not have anything, and this MIDI also does not belong to that. But it does not matter if the MIDI belongs to it or not, but channel 2 first we have to load. So let's say go to this channel 2, and we decide to have and you want to put something like this. So now you're so now you are triggering both the channels like this. Now, but the thing is here, because this is just a stereo instance, you cannot route all of this to like different outputs. Like for say 1 I want to route to one channel, 2 I want to route to next, and so on and so forth, and I want to have them in the mixer separately. You might want to do that as well, but we usually don't do, because our workflow is like just bounce everything to just audio and start that way. But if you still want to do that, what you do is you, instead of this RMX, this obviously you can do not only with RMX, you can do with something like Omnisphere, you can do with something like Contact, and the instrument, multi-timbral instruments, like any multi-timbral instrument you can do. There's this UVI Falcon, you can do the same with that. But let's say multi-output, 9 stereo outputs you get. So you load it in here, and we just replaced it, and now you see same thing. But what we can do is, currently we have out 1, and we can assign it to out B, and if you open up the mixer, let's say, and you open this, you can see 3 4 is coming from here, 5 6 7 8 you can open like this. 5 6 does not have anything currently. You have this is, you have the second loop in here. So you can use the native logic mixer, and you might wanna let's say you wanna use some different third-party plugins to mingle around with that sound, and for say
I see.
you can obviously do that once you
But
have.
you can also do a lot of this within RMX, like you were showing me, right? With the
Yes,
mixer.
RMX has plenty of stuff that you can do, but for say like you wanna do something like this.
I see.
And you can obviously use the mixer and stuff. Now you have this. And obviously you can use the EQ or something like that on this loop. Maybe you wanna highs and lows and whatever you wanna filter out. So let me add another instance of some other loop or sound. You can obviously not only loop, now you can also have like other sounds that you wanna trigger via the MIDI on different 4, 5, 6, 7, because now you have both the things. You have like individual channels on the logic rack, and you have like individual MIDI tracks triggering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MIDI channels of this instrument. All right, so
You could put a guitar, bass,
yeah,
whatever.
anything you want to do into different channels. If you want to trigger something, you can trigger it via the MIDI. If you want to drag the MIDI loop and put it there, you can do that. Now it's like the maximum flexibility that you can have, you have, right? Any confusions on that?
No, no.
Yeah. So
Obviously, it's new information, so I have to reference the video, but it's good.
yeah, it's a lot of, I think, a lot of information to digest. I guess you might find the second half a little bit harder. The second half, that is the routing the multi stuff and what things you can do with this multi out. Yeah, that could be a little harder, but yeah. Now for say I wanna go to and let's say I wanna put it in here. So now you have this. And for say into number 4, I want to put a kick, just a normal kick. Go to sound library, go to, this is why this is fantastic, because you have like different genres of, and they are laid into different keys. So obviously you can trigger them via the MIDI keyboard, and you can just test and try what kick actually sounds good with your project, and you can just decide onto that. Let's say I wanna for something like this, I wanna have one side, and now let me do this thing. Right click in here. I guess I can have a it does support sequencer, right?
Yeah.
Let's say original to use editor, step editor, score. No, it does not support step sequencer currently. Your version of Logic.
You mean like where you play on the
There's
MIDI keyboard and it triggers
no
into here?
no there is a step sequencer, a whole new step sequencer after Logic 10.5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I
Now,
know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Now you get it, I guess. And
Yeah, yeah.
obviously now we are at 11. You are now we're at logic 11. And anyways, so for say this one, I wanna, you see, like we have like different
Different
kicks.
pitches.
Not the pitches, these are like different samples.
Uh-huh. Oh, I see.
Let's say I like this one. I put it in here. Kindly just put it here. And I just wanna increase the velocity of this one. Alright. And I don't know. Okay. Now if this is a pattern and I'm gonna loop this like this and I wanna play it, and for say I don't like this sample, okay, something weird, I stretched the loop instead of looping it. So let's say we have something like this. I just need to select everything, and I can do all sorts of things with this. For say I like the kick but it does not fit the key of my song. I want to change the pitch of this kick. We're on this, you see, like 4,
Mm-hmm.
slot number 4 currently. 3, 2, 1. They have different stuff. You can change the attack, release and stuff as well. So currently we're on 4. Let's drop the pitch. You see? Right? Let's say this is the pitch that our song is much suited to. We can do that. We can put a powerful also. Now even if I don't want, I can just say like this is going to like number 3, this is going to like number 4. So now everything is not going to this one. Earlier it was going to number 1. And now if you open mix, you have now you can control everything in the mixer itself. Makes
So it's
sense, right?
still the output from Logic is still stereo 1 and 2, but you have more control because this from Stylus to Logic it's individual.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
The Logic gets individual outputs and individual MIDI tracks to control different MIDI channels, and individual audio channels to control their output and stuff whatever is needed. So
So
it's
if you did Command B or Control B to bounce these
yeah,
like
it
instrument
will.
one.
So if you want to bounce it, you can just bounce it, and you say I don't want to bypass effect plugins. If you want to bypass the effect plugins, what it will do is it will um, bypass the effect plugin and put it on the audio
The
itself.
flat. Right.
on the audio itself. If you do not press the bypass, it will just, bounce it, and then, uh, do its, what do you say, like,
The
print,
plugins will still
print,
be in the
yeah,
channel strip.
yeah, it will print it. So do this. Let's say I want to mute it after it is done. This is like our kick. You bounce it, you get the kick.
And
Right?
it's still in the same individual.
Yeah. And now it's done. And now, like, for say, this volcano loop that we did, we want to do it, and we bounce it. Now you see, it does not have the audio effect, because the audio effect is already bounced into it. It is printed. Now, let me unsolo this. Yeah, come back here. Let me bounce it once again, this part. And now let's say I want to bypass the effect. I don't want to do this. So what it will do is bounce it, and it's gonna, oh, it did not actually. It just bounced off the original without the effect on top of it. So I think on the newer versions of Logic, it will actually put the effect that we had.
Normally it does that on mine too. It normally keeps
Yeah,
it.
normally it does that, but I think multi-output it is not able to do currently.
Okay.
But yeah, you get the idea. Still,
Yes.
if you just wanna be sure, like, I don't wanna bounce the effect, and I wanna,
But
put
is it
the,
still sending it out individually from Stylus?
no, it's now it is like bounce to audio. You can just mute the MIDI,
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
and now this is like still the same thing. You have the effects. Now it just sounds the same. This and this, obviously both are gonna sound the same. One is having the effect inbuilt, one we have to put the effect in the post.
I see.
Right, same thing. Whatever route we wanna take, we can take that. Now we can just, yeah, like this only. Yeah. Any confusions?
No, this is very, it's a new tool.
Yeah, it's a new tool actually. It's a new approach total. Not only RMX, this approach can be used for machine, for battery, for contact, for a lot of stuff actually. Multi-timbral instruments. So you can have like one instance of the instrument that you see in here. You will only see one instance of the instrument, and you'll have different MIDI channels going to that same instrument, and that way do. It used to be on to also like Cubase and something. There will be like, you make a VST rack and you have different normal MIDI channels, and then you send it to that VST rack. And here you have to do it like everything like in a closed ecosystem. So you have to define it prior to doing it.
See.
Okay. Yeah. So that, I won't say like that's it, because it's
Right.
just the beginning.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just the beginning of the
good start.
RMX creativity and stuff that you can do. There is still so much, and I think even whatever we have talked, there is so much to be overwhelmed about. But the good thing is you will have the recording, so you can go back and
Sure, yeah,
watch
yeah.
back
I
again.
play back. I only this week I hadn't done any reviews because I was gone, but
Yeah.
I go back and I listen and I watch these. Even when I'm driving, I play it so I can hear it, you know?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So,
Great.
so it's good.
Great. So it has been a little bit of time that we have been doing sessions. So can you put the light on?
Yes.
I just wanted to record a live review of you. What did you feel so far like taking the sessions?
Sure. So, when I first came to you, I explained what my needs were, but I think you opened a new horizon for what I really need, if that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
came to you and I said, I know how to play music. I don't necessarily know how to finish the product from a mixing and mastering perspective, but you started off by showing me the basics of, Logic that I wasn't aware of to make it more user friendly and to help me with my workflow. That's the beginning, right? And then, while, in my opinion, my music sounds great, you showed me how to be more creative with it. And just by rebuilding the one song that we're working on, it gives me a new perspective. I can't say I could repeat all of that yet, but it's definitely opened my thinking and, expanding my knowledge, and it's been great so far. So I would recommend it to anybody, and I can't wait to see 3-4 months down the road how it's going to be.
So it always has been fantastic working with you, because
Sure.
some people are hard to work with, some people are really, good to be working with. That is also a thing, like and this is something that I do out of my passion. And so when I get like good people like you, the time is worth it, and I just don't know where the time just goes by, and we do so many
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
You have to put the time into it, because if I was just attending the classes every Saturday or Sunday and then where I'm not going back and applying it or reviewing the videos, I wouldn't recall everything. And it's going to be hard to improve if you don't remember what happened in class 4 and now you're in class 6. You can't apply that knowledge if you're not putting the time in. So, it's something that I want to do, and I invested my time, my money, and everything into it, and I want to make sure I'm getting the best out of it, because, like you said, if I was hard to work with, we wouldn't be making the progress that we're making. If I wasn't putting my efforts in too. So for anyone that wants to do this, you have to fully commit to it and truly, go back and review the videos and in between the classes, so you can apply the knowledge and move it to the next class as the following sessions approach, is what I would say.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So it is a 5
Sure.
out of 5 star then.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so I just wanted to record a live video, because
Like to
I have
stage it,
not
I
put
understand.
any videos till now. Till
Yeah.
now, people have
You
just
could
come
use
to.
this. It's fine. I have no
Yeah,
problem
till
with
now,
it.
just people have come via YouTube. They have seen whatever. Like you have also seen me on
Yeah.
YouTube, and you have come. Now I thought, like why not put small snippets of video into the page itself, so that people don't have to go to the channel and experience everything and see.
Sure.
Oh yeah, this is okay. And why
Yeah,
not?
that's fine. And if you want to use me as a reference anytime, by all means, that's fine.
Okay, see you. Take care.
So we'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Okay. Take care. Bye.